Well, today marks the last day of September. Looking forward to tomorrow, we're going to see October 1st. So taking a look back at how our September has been, we've been talking a lot how it's been dry and hot, but just how hot has it been? Our average high for this September was over 86 degrees. Now, to put that in perspective, a normal for a September is typically in the low 80s, and the highest temp that we saw as we moved through the September actually reached 99 degrees on September 14th. So it definitely was a hot September as we moved through the month, and we were dry as well with only just over 1.5 inches of rainfall that we saw actually more recently at the end of September. Now, to put that in perspective, for a normal for September is typically above 3 inches of rain. So we were dry and very warm as we moved through this month, and we were actually a little bit cooler when it came to our minimum temperatures as well, with around 55 degrees for our average for the month, but typically around 57 degrees as we move through a typical September. Now, moving into October, we're going to start talking about the changing leaves and the fall beginning to move through, and we're going to be seeing just slight, little to none changing of the leaves as of right now. But moving forward into October, we are going to expect to see those leaves begin to change and it to feel hopefully a little bit more like October, or a little bit more like fall. It definitely didn't feel like fall today with high temperatures in the upper 80s, a high temperature of 87 degrees here in Charleston with clear skies here in the background on Eastern's campus. And those clear skies are only going to continue as we move overnight with a low temperature of 58 degrees, dipping down a little bit cooler. But as we move into tomorrow, those clear skies are only going to continue as we move throughout the entire daytime tomorrow. We're going to see yet another warm day tomorrow with a high temperature reaching the upper 80s once again, with a high temperature of 86 degrees for your Wednesday. And these warm temperatures are only going to continue along with our clear skies. You'll notice here we actually moved in time, but you didn't notice because we are seeing no clouds moving through the area as we move overnight. And eventually the same thing for tomorrow, no clouds moving through as we move throughout the entire daytime. Now that's good for our farmers though, because as we move forward, we want to see some clear skies so they can get out there and begin or continue their harvest. And we're going to be seeing those clear to mostly clear skies moving forward into the weekend, but also warmer temperatures as we move forward as well, staying in the mid to upper 80s, and that's well above average for this time of year. You're seeing that here on the graph, well above average and well into the 80s, and that's getting up there for this time of year, and we're well above average for this, and that average for this time of year is typically in the low to mid 70s, and we're definitely not seeing that as we look at the next 7 days. Temperatures in the upper 80s, high of 86 degrees tomorrow, staying in the mid 80s for your Thursday with a high of 85, warming up once again as we make it to the end of the work week with a high of 87. But as we start our weekend, we'll see a slight cool down if you'll consider it that, with temperatures getting back down into the mid 80s. And then as we start next work week, temperatures will start to warm up again once again on Monday with a high temperature of 86 degrees. And then by the time we make it to Tuesday, we'll see a slight cool down once again, but only getting down to 80. So it's going to be another warm and sunny week.